Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Herbal Synergies The Shop, episode 15, take 3. I'm your
Yep.
host, Sinji, with me, Bay.
What up, my peoples?
And I say take 3 because we done recorded a whole episode and the red button was on, so I promise you guys, I wasn't being stupid. The timer wasn't going. And then we tried to do another one real quick, but something told me 5 minutes in, let me just check, and the timer wasn't moving again. So I exited out the program, booted it back up. I think we're good. I think we're golden. I'll be checking periodically, see what's up. Anyways, flavor of the week. Go ahead, Irby.
I got my boy Ginya from Demon Slayer. Find out what makes his ability is eating demon flesh gives him temporary demon powers. So the stronger demon he eats, the stronger he gets. So I thought that was an interesting ability. Yeah.
And you know what? I do got something. It's not something I'm currently watching, but I saw it on YouTube because, every so often you have one of those anime moments. You're just like, damn, I kind of want to see that again. And it was when Kakashi was fighting Sasuke and Sakura was pretending to lead the hidden leaf to join him, and like Sasuke was finna kill Sakura, and Naruto showed up very last minute to save her.
Mm-hmm.
Still a good moment. Still a very good moment.
And she still likes Sasuke.
And she still. I saw this like thing on Instagram. It was like they replayed that whole scene, and it's that song, "You Want Me, Babe, You Want Me," and then it's like, "I Want You, Baby," and it was Sakura saying, "I want you, baby," and then Naruto was like, "Kakashi, you see this shit?"
Yeah, I remember it. So yeah. Mm-mm-mm. But my girl Hinata Hyuga lucked out in the end.
Yeah, she got her multi shadow clone jutsu dick.
Damn.
That's also something I saw on Instagram. I was like, ooh, I never really thought about that. That seems brutal.
Yeah. You got the chakra for it.
Well,
Mm-mm-mm.
we're gonna steamroll this episode because we already done tried to record about 3 times. So, guys, without further ado, Kenichi Shirahama.
Yes. The place, the promise was made. Yeah, this is Kenichi goes back to his hometown from when he was a little child, and Miyu accompanies him, and he sees a whole bunch of stuff he recognizes, and the shop with the little old lady, and what else does he remember? Little old lady. Then she sees the park, and Miyu, her memory starts coming back because she trained there when she was a young child. So she remembers Kenichi, and I think she vaguely remembers purple haired kid. But yeah, so they come back, and then they meet the purple haired kid. But I did think it was strange. All of a sudden, she just remembered Kenichi was the boy from way back when, the first time she saw him,
That
and like
just
made no mention of it the entire time until just now.
Yeah, just to input on that real quick. That's something I kind of like. I said in the first episode. I don't like when animes and shows do that. Like when they run out of ideas, they kind of just throw something in there. And they did it not only once with the badge, they did it twice in the same like the same 1 or 2 episodes where like they just threw Miyu and Kenichi meeting in a flashback, and then showed the same flashback with the purple hair first fist guy in it this time. I was just like, bro, come on. But
That's just where the cookie crumbles.
continue on.
Yeah, so basically nothing new in the episode. Did you want to expand on some more thoughts?
No,
Oh,
no,
we also
got me
did we
upset.
also did we also did meet the three cards of Ragnarok. Kermit said he couldn't defeat him, so I wonder what Kenichi's gonna do because he barely beat injured, stabbed Kermit. So, but yeah, and then so it leads us to the next episode, um, when he fights the purple hair guy or his friend rather, um, and they introduce Ki, and they define it as the attack or urge or like the sense to kill. Um, so it's different than Dragon Ball Z Ki, but it's all the same type, I suppose you could say.
I'm just glad they're not blasting key blasts at each other.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not I guess not in a sense like that, but like they did blast what's the I can't remember his name, but the guy he did look at the guy while they were
In the restaurant,
yeah in the restaurant.
Sasaki gave the guy the mean old white eyes.
Yeah, and then she's like,
What
"Wow, you scared them." That's how the whole key thing came about.
white eyes key blast?
Yes, that's Vegeta's key blast is strong. So, so yeah, um, but yeah, and then he basically beats up Kenichi and then gives him the loser badge after he bends it. So
True.
yeah, so nothing too much from the episode. And he gave him the badge of the loser.
It's just ramping up for the final showdowns.
It's the final countdown.
Nijima's Nijima's trying to recruit all the X Fists of Ragnarok, and
Yeah, he has the tune piano guy.
mm-hmm.
Tried to get Kermit in there.
Did,
Um, had convinced Kisar with some blackmail pictures.
nah, that didn't convince her. It was the cat that got her in the end.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing too spectacular with those. And then we move on to Kenichi training in the mountains. Uh,
Kenichi training in the mountains.
yep.
There was not much going on there either.
Yeah. Not too much. Yeah, except for his all his utensils and dishes just broke, so it's like bad omens all around. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, huh.
So his utensils get breaking. He's currently starving, only surviving on hazelnuts and the little bit of grass he ate and threw up. Um, Grant, he's got some. I feel like he's gonna come back way stronger than before. You know, of course he's gonna come back because he's the main fucking character. He's not gonna die out in the mountains.
Demon Slayer would have killed him in the mountains.
This is
If he
true.
wasn't
Demon Slayer
strong
would
enough.
indeed have killed him in the mountains.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing. There was a strange wind there, so I feel like a wind spirit's coming up in the next few episodes.
Hmm.
But yeah, other than that, nothing too much. It's not as exciting as it once was.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely slowed down quite a bit. But I'm feeling the next episode's gonna be very interesting. So, well, we will get to it.
Sure will.
Okay, so moving on. Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer. This, chapters 116 to 124. Um, I got Nezuko saved Tanjiro from the new demon that like assimilated all the previous demons into himself to become super strong. So I guess what I got there is, they're fighting and whatnot. And I think you had said before that the part that drew your eye was how the demon called Tanjiro and them villains.
Mm-hmm. And demon was acting as if he was doing justice by trying to kill Tanjiro. It's just like you guys keep preying on the weak, and the whole time Tanjiro was just like, "Nigga, what?
Why are you calling us demons?
You're the one who killed tons of innocent people when you didn't have to." Which is true. They don't
Yeah,
have to because Nezuko survives just fine without the human blood.
yeah. It's because they want to get stronger. So, and so what I got next is move on to the next chapter. We got Michiro. He escapes a giant bubble.
Yeah, yeah. He used his last breath to do a thrust and tried to escape the bubble, and it didn't work out. And ultimately, what saved him was his need to save the Smith Hotetsu, who was trying to save him but was getting attacked in the process.
Yeah, it was a good episode. We did see the flashbacks of someone that he thought was Tanjiro, but it wasn't Tanjiro. But it ended up turning out to be his father.
Mm-hmm. And like the whole time he's in that bubble, like Tanjiro's spirit or whatever was talking to him. It's like, oh, you can't give up. Even in desperate times, there's always a ray of hope or something like that. I'm just like, damn, Tanjiro, you're really laying it in on this guy.
It
He's
sure
over here
is.
trying to accept his fate, and you're just like, nah, nah. You helped people. Someone will come, or you will have to just get yourself out. Either way, it's gonna work out. It's like I don't. That's a lot of optimism for a spirit.
Yeah, it sure is. But yeah. So we find out like the reason why he thinks it's like his father is because they have the same red eyes, and we also find out Muchiro has her older brother twin, Yuichiro. So that's pretty cool too. You can see their backstory. Their father died trying to his father died to get herbs because the mother needed herbs because she had worked herself to death. So he ended up her mother ended up dying, and then he ends up falling off a cliff still.
Mm-hmm.
So so
That's how that be.
yeah. But yeah, it's a nice story there. Backstory. Um, yeah, and his older brother, they got attacked by demons, and he awakened some power within himself, Muchiro, um, protecting his brother from the demon, and basically obliterates the demon. And his brother was like the Mu in Mugen or whatever stands for affinity, and he was saying like you got infinitely stronger when you're protecting other people. So that's how he was able to break out of the bubble because he wanted to protect Kotetsu.
Mm-hmm. And then he realized what Tanjiro was saying was true. Helping others ultimately ends up helping yourself. Even though it was quite literal because he didn't help. He actually ended up having to help himself. It was still,
Yeah.
hey, you done good. You helped yourself.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then he ends up having a mass, a mark, not a mass. So like he gets a mass on himself. So I guess in this world, marks on your face and our body equals power.
Yeah, yeah, because it's a sign of you being from the original Sun Breathers.
Yeah. So that makes sense. Uh, yeah. Then he finally defeats the fish demon. He launched like 2,000 fish at him. Uses his mist technique, cuts them all in half. Um, and he steady recovers his memory. That's
Which
another
is
good
sad,
one.
but like it didn't deter him from he decided he wants to help people, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Even though he was
So that's good.
more of the sacrifice some to save the many type of person, but then he met Tanjiro.
Yeah. Tanjiro, he's a unique character. Does
That
great things.
that he is, sir. That he is.
And then we move on to Conjuro, says Tanjiro from attacks.
That still messes me up.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. Um, but yeah, then we find out a little bit of her backstory. Apparently, she dyed her hair, and she's actually really strong, and she has a major appetite. Her bone density is like 5 times that of like she's like muscle bound, but she looks feminine and sleek still. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you want to chime in?
So she she stopped doing. She dyed her hair. She stopped eating as much. She wasn't using her strength because she felt as though I feel like she felt as though she was shaming her family with how she was, and like the guy that reneged on
Arranged
their
marriage.
arranged marriage was just like who can love someone with hair like that. So it made her like really insecure and whatnot, and that's why she got like that. But like she's
So
actually just super like she was super strong from birth and like had a huge appetite, gray hair and just
is it
piece of
gray? I
shit.
think it could be pink. I'm not sure.
Well, just great hair.
Mm.
Yeah, great,
Well, no,
fantastic,
there's no color. Excuse me. There's no color in it. Can't tell.
great. Great,
Oh, okay. I thought you said gray, my friend.
great.
Mm.
They're great.
Okay, Tony the Tiger.
You know, when you know, you know.
Do you know though?
So she eventually became the demon's part of. She became a demon slayer because they accepted her strength. And this girl is a fucking badass with her love breathing. Like I don't understand the variations of these breathing techniques. Apparently, there's a
Yeah.
million of them now. I thought there was just like three.
No, there's a whole bunch.
There's like a fucking shit ton of them.
Yeah. Love breathing.
Love breathing. So who the man? Listen, love breathing, love breathing. What the fuck? But nah, it's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool, and she has a very bendable, flexible sword that she uses very well, and only she can use. It was made just for her.
Because of her incredible flexibleness and her strength to wield it. is what
Mm-hmm.
allows her to be so successful.
That's just how it be.
Yeah. So then that leads us to the part where the demon hits her with an attack she wasn't ready for, and then she ended up getting knocked out, but Tanjiro saves Kanjuro along with Genya and
And Nezuko.
yeah. So yeah, and this is when we discovered that Genya gets his powers by eating human flesh.
Demon Flesh.
Yeah, demon flesh. My bad. I got a
Yo,
little
I don't even
excited
know what he
there.
gains by eating human flesh. I'm sure he could. What if he's tried?
Yeah. Then cannibalism is frowned upon.
Very, very Genya. Don't do it.
Oh, she has pink hair. I just looked it
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
You said gray. I thought you said gray at first. But yeah, I looked it up just
Yeah,
because I wanted to.
I was like, hold on. I never said she had anything else.
Yeah. But
Uh,
anyhow, keep going.
so the three musketeers save Kanjiro, and she was moved by them and realized that it was her responsibility to slay this demon, and they decided that they would have to slay the tiny demon while she was holding off the fusion between all emotions, the
Yeah.
bipolaroid, if you will.
Bipolaroid.
And yeah, that's where we're at now. We're waiting for them to win, hoping
Yeah.
that hoping that the love Hashira doesn't die in the process.
I don't think she will. But
Hoping
they do
Genya
like
doesn't
killing
die in the
off
process.
Hashiras. Yeah, they do like killing off Hashiras real quick though.
Yeah, man. This show is not afraid to kill someone off.
Sure ain't. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
But yeah. But yeah, moving on to the next one.
Which would be Starter Town.
Yes.
So in Starter Town, well, first of all, the very next episode that we watch confused me a little bit because when we left off in the episode before, it was kind of, hey, I'm going with Belt Girl to unlock.
Celine.
Yeah, I'm going with her to the last place, the last dungeon. And then when you go to the next episode, they're all going.
Yeah, can't leave one without the other, I guess. Merry band of people. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
suppose someone suggested taking a short trip to Neverland or something impossible like that. Basically, this one they have an exhibition between I think Amazi and Lao or something. It's the two kingdoms, and they rendezvous with a dwarf that's going to open the gates so they can go to Kunlun and restore the dragon. Um, so basically, they get there. They meet this old granny called Locomo, and like threw, I think she threw a person on a mountain at the target, just like chucked them, and pretty much everyone's overwhelming aura was there, and they felt like there's death all around them. Um, so it kind of made them all scared, and then we find out that Philo, her whole fighting style was the village warm up. So it's pretty funny because it crushed her spirit, and then we see Mirthophone. Um, he's a farmer now and doesn't want to go back to the village. Um, do you want to chime in before I go any further?
Nah, you good. Keep going.
Okay. And then so they go back to Lloyd's house, and they're like, they feel the ground shaking, and they're like, "Oh, that's just a flying lizard." And then Ryu goes out, it's like, "I'll take care of it for you guys," and turns out it's a dragon.
Yes.
And during the middle of that, all that, Celine presents the family with marriage papers, and then the kids come out to not kill the dragon, but like shoot the dragon away, and they use the marriage paper, throws it at it, like breaks off the horn of the dragon, and just keeps it moving. Um, so that's funny.
Yeah, I just
And
think
then
all the episodes have been like nice humor, nice action, nice humor, nice action. And like this one and the next one were no different. It was just nice humor, nice humor, nice humor. And then boom, we get the last episode. But we're not there yet. Go on.
yeah, that pretty much. And and then so they said they like Rio and Philo were the front. Well, they were talking about Maris and Lloyd, and they're like, "Oh, we like Rio and Philo as the front runners, unless Celine all out."
Mm-hmm.
So and then later on, they get to save the clothes because he wants to make a profit off of the stuff they're giving her. And Lloyd comes in and sees her, and he's offering snacks, and she's completely naked, and he's like speechless.
Yeah, he was
So
looking too, man. That man was
he
looking
was,
down.
yeah, he was like, ugh.
I was like, well,
So
hello.
yeah, so it was all fun, funny, nice humor. Yeah. So your thoughts?
Well, I think Lloyd's gonna end up with Ryu.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't be upset. But everyone loves Lloyd though. He's quite the catch, as they would say.
Everyone loves Lloyd.
Yes.
So moving on to the next episode. Uh,
Suppose the villain starts appearing on and off like the middle part of a movie. That's a weird title, but that's what they named it.
uh, Dwarf Girl. We're gonna call her Lala.
Lala. What a
Dwarf
name.
Dwarf Girl Lala was trying to help everyone and get Vitra back to his normal form, and she starts making roast beef or pot roast out of this man.
Yeah.
And when she's done, she puts him in an egg, and everyone starts to go to back to the town. And they're like, hold on, I need to talk to the dwarf girl's like, hold on, I need to talk to Chief Alka, real quick. So they go on ahead without her, and then she's like, I never really liked you, and then dumps her into a hole.
Yeah.
And, and she's like, what?
Yeah. So yeah, if Vitra dies, she loses control of her power as the queen, and the last dungeon will be unlocked. So that's why they're trying to do that, and he's the protector of
The
her
dungeon.
powers.
Yeah, and her
Yeah, the dungeon,
powers. She keeps
protector of
her power
Kunlun.
stable.
And then you find out that Alka's able to transfer damage to Vitra. I think the elf lady's name is Yug. That's what I think her name was. Y-
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. So so yeah. Um yeah, and then they seal up Vitra and decide to declare war and rebuild the world.
which
Nothing too
rude.
spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and Rio was always suspicious of Yuge, and he tries to get them to postpone the duel, and Lloyd ends up finding Elka in the hole that he fell in when he decided to be a soldier.
But he decided he was too weak, and he wanted people to look to him for guidance instead of having to save him. So he wanted to be stronger, and that was his determination.
That was his coming to grips, be stronger moment.
Mm-hmm.
So so yeah, and then
Next,
suppose a kid from the last dungeon boonies got used to life in a starter town. Yeah, so yeah, it starts off Lloyd getting shot out of a cannon to make it there, which is pretty funny. And he
I
gets
like
shot out
how
of the
they
cannon.
knew
Makes it, yeah,
they knew two people was enough to get him there.
yeah, and halfway there he uses arrow to fly. Um, so uh, and then Murtaphon attacks Soma with the scythe of Adamus and the Tablet of Destiny, which really just looks like two the god tier, but they look like regular garden tools. And we find out Soma says he's doing this for Lloyd because Soma's bored of the world, and the evil guy was made by runes. Um, so evil guy is made by runes by Elka to defend the world, and he
And he's
can't.
yeah, he's doing it
Yeah,
because he's tired of being a hero.
he can't vanish until he gets that either she either dies or he ends up being done being a hero. Um, and he wants to make Lloyd the hero, and then Lloyd lands and he gets in there and he starts fighting a rock golem, which he's kicking his butt, beating the rock golem's butt. But the rock golem has regenerative powers because he took Mikada as a power source.
Yeah, he's using her to constantly heal.
Yeah,
I was thinking along the lines like, why don't they um try to destroy the crystal in the golem's back?
I was thinking that too. I was like, maybe that's the thing back there, but hey, I didn't write the script.
Yeah, that was my thing.
But then on the same hand, you're like, why did they also kidnap Mikina? You know, because if that was the
Mm-hmm.
case, you wouldn't need her. So,
True.
but
True.
yeah,
True.
then Celine gets Vitra from Yug or something, and she convinces Yug to come out because of the 173 chapters of Lloyd. So
The more she's saying it, the more Vitro's like, oh, oh no.
he's he's moving around. He's like, I'm trying to get out of here,
I'm
and
sorry, master.
yeah.
I
So
didn't
he
mean to.
so he just got out of there, and yeah, and they come up with a plan to get Mikina out by Rio has these panties that she got from Kunlun. They're worth money, but she didn't know how to actually sell them away. So she offers her Zamikina as saying that they're Miss Marie's, and boy, does Mikina just comes out and just gets those and flies away. She's all happy, like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And she's just like rubbing her panties. And mind you, Ryu wore those. Like
she
they should
did,
smell just like her.
yeah. So I mean, maybe she doesn't know Miss Marie's smell too well. I mean, she is like a praying mantis type thing now. So yeah.
Then Lloyd makes his grand. Well, no, he always had his entrance in there. Yeah, he's
Yeah, he
fighting this thing at this point.
yeah. I'm just saying he got beat up and then he finally like destroys it and
Mm-hmm.
then they go on to live happily ever after. The ending they were just
Happily
celebrating. They said it's
afterward.
not the end of yeah, someone and the evil guy says it's not the end of them, so yeah. They just did some weird stuff at the end.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it was very entertaining up until the end.
It was. I think the ending could have been better.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh well, it'd be like that.
So, well, yeah. So moving on to
To
Kenshin.
okay, so I went on too long on the last week's episode of Kenshin. I didn't realize how much I actually watched until I started talking about it. So we're gonna slow it down a little bit this one and like just kind of make a long story short. So Kenshin got his new reverse edge blade, and he went to go train under his old master because he needs it. We find out that Kenshin never completed his training. He kind of just up and left, and he was a prodigy as a child. He was found in his master found him, and like he had like everyone around him was dead, and he was like, if you stay here, they'll kill you. So you might as well come with me. So he goes with him and starts training to be uh, a fighter. I don't understand when he became Batusai because he left and was like, I'm gonna be a sword fighter that helps people. And like he gives that whole protagonist spiel, but then somewhere along the line he becomes Batusai the slasher
But Tosai.
and Batusai. So yeah, he never actually completed his training. Corey and Yoshi bump into Misao, and they quickly realize that Misao's been with Kenshi, and I don't think they figured out that Yoshi and Corey were tailing Ayoshi. But Misao takes Corey and Yoshi to where Kenshi is, and when Corey and Kenshi acknowledge they're both there, neither of them say anything. Kenshi walks right by her and goes to fetch water. And when he comes back, his master inquires to how Kenshi is, or the type of person he was, and how he was using his trainings. And I guess he deemed Kenshi worthy of finishing the training. So again, Corey and Kenshi pass each other. They don't say anything. Then Corey, right before Kenshi left, asked him if he was mad at her, and Kenshi was like, "A part of me is, but a part of me is really glad you're here." And then Kenshi went to continue his training.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really all for Kenshin.
Yeah. It's finna get heated up on Kitchen though, boy. Yeah.
Hmm.
You gonna learn some stuff about him.
Gonna learn the day. You know what I'm
Okay, Goofy.
saying? But
Yeah.
you had quite a bit to say in our first episode about Tower of God. Come on, fill me in, fill me in, fill me in.
Okay, so Tower of God. I'm at the part where Rat got shrunk for bumping into the test administrator, and then they also learn about Kun's bag.
Wait. I love that part because Kun opens the door and he's just pissed off. He's like, "Where's your dad?"
Yeah,
And he says, "All because that stupid coffee addict turtle."
yeah, and they that was one of them. And then you learn about Kun's bag skills. It's not you don't it's not making things large or small. It's just like compressing them to put them in there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
He
pretty
thought
cool.
Rack thought that he can go in Kun's bag and come out bigger.
Yeah, but he can't because that's not the way it works. But yeah, then he what else does he do? Um, that's pretty much it for that chapter. And then you see Bam wants to be Rachel's legs. I'm like, man, she'd be alright. She don't need you as legs. And then and then it leads into Bam's like childhood, and they're like, why is Rachel so special to you? And he's like, oh, I was locked in a place by a rock, and then mysteriously Rachel comes out and moves a rock for Bam. But I feel like Rachel could have put Bam in there, and then put the rock in there, and that could have
Mm-hmm.
been why she's like, I'm gonna make Bam build a dependency on me. So that's what he did. Um, and then the symbol of the triple I came into effect. And then you learn about the Royal Enforcement Division and how Kun tricked the Ranker into protecting Rachel.
Kun, that sly bastard.
Yeah, that man's we'll call him white-haired Sasuke,
Why?
cause he's a planner, or I should say, white-haired Itachi.
I was about to say, Sasuke doesn't seem like he really thinks things through sometimes.
He
That
did
man,
when he's fighting Danzo.
yeah, when he fought Danzo, yeah, but like any other time, a lot of Sasuke's decisions were like strongly impulse based. Just like, I feel like doing this, so this is what I'm doing.
I don't know. He Sasuke had growth when he did his little wander the world one,
Mm-hmm.
when he figured out that girl was playing with her eyes, how she made people blow up. So he's kind of a planner. Most Uchihas are planners.
Fair
Uh,
enough.
and then the two rankers fight, sort of. He had the big worm or whatever. Um, so they do all of that, and Fantinium, they figure out why they don't like irregulars because they create havoc. Um, and other people, they start talking
Which
about the test results, and everyone fails, and Rachel fails, and people don't agree with it, so they have a whole discord with the ranker.
I feel like, and like as you get further into it, you'll probably notice as well. Like I feel like not enough people grasp the concept of we choose people to come into the tower, but the irregulars come in by themselves, which normal people who want to go in the tower can't go in by themselves. So maybe the people who can open the door by themselves are actually the ones deserving to be in there.
Yeah, who knows? I'm not too invested in it, but anyhow, um, they come up with a strategy that can take the actual like administrator's test, and then they come to find out you can't take the test unless you're a regular. So Bam reveals that he's an irregular, and Rag punches Kun and decides to follow Bam and calls everyone else a turtle because they're cowards, and that whole analogy gets in there because because in order to like protect themselves, they go back into their shell, and that's where he gets it from. Call them turtles, and then yeah, and then pretty much they're celebrating. Rachel gets a wheelchair. They get taught about the fish hunt, and basically in order to pass the test, they have to go in the queen's stomach.
They also buried Ko.
Yeah, or Ho, H O
Ho
H
or
O.
Ho, yeah, Ho.
Yeah, which minor character, no one cares.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what happened. Yeah, not too much. We'll see where everything else goes. Yeah,
Yes, we will. Anything noteworthy on One Piece?
yeah, they do too much crying in One Piece for me. Uh, just everything just cry. I'm gonna cry because that was a beautiful story. No, terrible. Stop crying. You don't need to
Dun,
cry for
dun,
everything.
dun, dun, dun,
And
dun,
then,
dun.
but yeah, learned a little bit. I was about to say why Sanji left. I can't get over Homeboy shot his other teammate. I was like, wow, you really gonna shoot your other teammate? That's terrible.
It's awful.
It is
They be like that.
awful. I'm like, man. Mm. But yeah, that's where I left off. I'll probably find out why Sanji left in this letter next few episodes. Nothing too spectacular.
All right, yeah, that about wraps it up. We're gonna be discussing over the week or next couple days on what should be replacing um, Starter Town, and until then, we will catch you guys next week.
Sure
Peace.
will. Peace.